The Herman B. Wells Visionary Award honors those individuals whose lifetime commitment of time, talent, and treasure to Indiana University reveals a deep understanding of the power of philanthropy to shape the future of the institution.
Visionary is a great word to describe Bob, because I think anybody who gives a gift of this magnitude to an institution has to be a visionary. Somebody has to see something that's bigger than himself, something that's going to last beyond his lifetime.
And what a life it's been for Robert H. McKinney. Born and raised in Indianapolis, Bob graduated high school early, in just 3 years, so he could attend the U.S. Naval Academy. He served his country as an engineer on various ships during World War II. He loved the Navy and might just have made a career out of it if it weren't for one small problem.
I didn't like engineering, so I had the ability but not the interest. So I decided I had to change my career, and so I quickly decided to change to be a lawyer. And I was lucky to get into the law school at Indianapolis on short notice.
After another deployment interrupted his studies, this time for the Korean War, Bob returned to law school at IU Bloomington, graduating in 1951.
He was the chair of the Federal Home Loan Bank in Washington, D.C. He was a highly successful businessman, an attorney. He is community-spirited. Bob hits every note with respect to the very best of the legal profession.
Over the years, Bob also worked on several high-profile political campaigns, including then Indiana Governor Evan Bayes. That relationship resulted in an appointment to the Indiana University Board of Trustees, where he served from 1989 to 1998, including a year as board president.
Bob is a questioner. Bob makes you think. Bob makes you defend your positions. When he's involved in things, he is not just the person who sits and listens and walks away. All the parts of IU that he has touched through the Board of Trustees, his service on the IU Foundation Board and the IUPUI Board of Advisors, the Law School Advisory Board, Board of Visitors, Bob has made all those groups better. He has caused people to be more thoughtful and defend their positions, think through their positions more carefully, because he's been there and been actively engaged with them.
Bob's commitment to Indiana University, as a volunteer, as an advocate, and as a philanthropist, is unfailing. So when challenged by Gene Temple to identify new fundraising support, Bob didn't look far.
It's an idea that I had mentioned to him, but it was a surprise when he put the papers on the table and had worked out some ideas about how he'd like to attend the law school.
I admired the fact that the Indianapolis school had graduated so many of our leaders in our state, how involved it was in the state, how important it was to the state, how it was kind of a jewel that wasn't recognized. And I thought if I could do something to recognize it.
But simply recognizing it wouldn't be enough.
I wanted not only to fund it, I wanted to help change it.
Bob applies his business skills to philanthropy as well. And so his gift is not simply a gift. Bob set up some incentives for the law school so that he gave the school some things to work on as a result of receiving the gift. So it wasn't just his support alone, but the support of his fellow alumni who were going to help make the law school great.
Bob's gift of $24 million provided for endowed chairs, student scholarships, and culminated in a renaming event in late 2011.
The atrium was packed. There were students hanging over the rafters. It was the best day that I can remember in our building.
It was just a fun event, and I was overwhelmed by it. The words were very kind, and it was a fun event for my family to be there, and I greatly enjoyed it.
One of the things Bob noted was that if somebody cares about the future of our city, the future of our state, there might not be a better place to invest than the IU McKinney School of Law.
The thing about this school is most of the students stay in Indiana. They don't go elsewhere. So this is a great place to build our leadership for Indiana.
McKinney's name is synonymous with leadership, with vision, with integrity, with professionalism. So having our school named after McKinney gives us all those and attracts the kinds of students that we want to attract here and the faculty that we want here.
It was wonderful to get Bob's philanthropy and the dollars that allow us to engage in activities and bring people to our building that we never could. But it's his name that may make more of a difference than anything else, because it puts a human face on an institution, and a human face of which everybody affiliated with the school is very proud.
Doing well by doing good was Bob's motto during his time in the for-profit sector. However, in the context of philanthropy, perhaps that saying is more accurate when reversed. Bob did well, and thanks to that success, he's done good, time and time again for Indiana University, not only with his generous gifts, but also with his wisdom and leadership.
So we want to thank Bob McKinney and others who have helped us increase the quality of our programs and increase the reach of IUPUI to students that otherwise we may not have been able to recruit and retain and graduate from IUPUI.
I was raised in a house where people did civic things. I had a great set of parents. My parents were very generous with their time. There were tough times in those years. This was during the Depression years. So I guess I learned that you don't just do nothing, you participate in society. That's my basic belief, is giving back for all the blessings we have. Those of us who have should try to help those who haven't.